To err, they say, is human, but to forgive is divine. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo spat on the Yoruba traditional institution in Oyo State last week, but whether he will be forgiven for that action remains to be seen. His wife, Taiwo Obasanjo, has begged for forgiveness from Oyo Obas and the Yoruba people over the action of her husband, who publicly humiliated traditional rulers for not standing up in reference to him as a former president and the governor. In a statement titled Oyo Kings, a plea for forgiveness, she begged for forgiveness and pardon for Obasanjo from all Yoruba sons and daughters. GKB, Osiare.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I saw that video, I was confused.
Yeah,
because don't forget, this same Obasanjo, I've seen him prostrating for Oni of Ife,
doing the
of this world, and
even the Olu of Ewori.
I've seen him prostrating. It's not as if before now that this is a man that likes to disregard the traditional institution. But what happened?
Well, according to sources, Obasanjo came in with Governor Oyo Monarchs, and everybody stood up, but His Royal Majesty sat down. And they said it's against protocol.
Okay, let's take this pause. We'll be right back after this breather. Thank you for staying with us. BKO, GKB,
yes.
Before we went on break.
Yes, I was trying to give the background to what really happened. So Mr. Obasanjo came in with the governor. I think they were coming from somewhere, and then the Obas did not stand up. Of course, there are some Obas in Oyo State that, as a matter of courtesy, do not stand up. The Alaafin is one of them. The Olubano is another. I think the Showun and they are saying, I think 5 of them. I don't know about lesser
First
Obas.
class.
First class Obas.
Alaafin, Showun of Ogbomoso.
Even I know that even the late Alaafin, as a chancellor of a university, will come in last. Whoever you are doesn't care. You are governor, you are not governor. As long as he was the chancellor of the school, he will make sure he came in last to ensure that. But 2 problems arose here. The way Mr. Obasanjo treated the Obas are very bad. But it's not a reflection on the Obas. It's a reflection on his own upbringing. Because one thing about correcting people is that you look at the environment and the situation. If you feel they've breached protocol, there are ways to say this. It's not your protocol. It's the protocol of Mr. Oyo Monarchs. Mr. Oyo Monarchs is the one that holds the authority. They are not standing up for you, Mr. Obasanjo, as a person. They did not stand up for Mr. Oyo Monarchs as a governor. So that is where the lacuna is. I agree that it depends on the protocol in Oyo State as of today. Because I'm not only the Oserian Kakaf, I'm also the Otuakogbo of Ibadan land. So I do know that there are things that don't happen in public, that people do in private. So the Obas were wrong for not obeying protocol. But Mr. Obasanjo was not the person to dress them down. It was not his place, because he was not the one being disrespected. The power being disrespected is that of the governor. And this came about solely because the Nigerian elite took over power from the colonialists, and they retained the structures that colonialists used to oppress our people. So that 60 down the line, a local government chairman still has more power than an Oba in his domain. In fact, a local government chairman can dismiss a first-class Oba with impunity. Just like we now have in states where commissioners for chieftaincy affairs can also query kings on behalf of the governor for going out. So what really happened, like I said, is unfortunate. Mr. Obasanjo heard by simply assuming things that were not in his purview. The Obas heard by not obeying the protocol set down by the people working in the government house. I'm sure the governor was not really bothered, because I'm sure things like this, because if you know Mr. Makinde is a very easygoing person. It's not really for protocol. In fact, it took us almost a year to force him to start wearing this cap. In the first 6 months of his reign, he was walking bareheaded. I said, you are the governor of your state. You can't be going around like this. So it's not really that stickler. But Mr. Obasanjo took it upon himself in his own, the word I can't use the words on television, in his own manner of expressing himself, that he's better than everybody, And it was his duty as a former head of state to talk down on our Obas. Of course, there will be consequences.
You know,
What
was
they will do
Obasanjo
is
looking at the time that he was military president, military head of state, and his stature as a general, and even his age, that perhaps is older than all these people, and has supervised over many Obas.
Many of the Obas there are not even as old as his first son. Many of them. The current Oni is not as old as Obasanjo's first son.
Yeah.
But Obasanjo will prostrate for him. I've seen him prostrate for the Olu of Wari.
Emiko.
Yes. So
he prostrate
Yes,
for
as
his
you
own
said.
king now, the Olowo of Owu.
yes,
He's an
just as
Owu
you
chief
said,
now.
He's the one who is the one who tries to show that this is our culture. The only thing I quarrel with, is telling them to get up and then sitting down. But I do not quarrel with him telling them that what they did is wrong. I've seen emirs stand up when a governor comes into an arena. I've also seen a sultan appear to disrespect a head of state, a military ruler, and there were consequences for that. When Abacha was reading a speech at a military event, and you came in with your kakaki, he merely looked at the military administrator of Kaduna State, and he knew what he had to do.
The needful.
A query came, and that was the beginning of the removal
The Oba was
of
served
that.
breakfast.
Yes.
And he was sultan no more.
Yes. Because look, whether we like it or not,
That's his structure.
the chairman of the local government is
The boss.
the boss. But it doesn't mean that you will wake up as a local government chairman and say you sack an emir. You sack a first class. You've not got the power. As long as it's even the governor that confers that first classship on you, who is that local government chairman who will simply sack you? No, they can't do that. They can't. It's the job, or it's the governor who can do that. And even for governors, it's a rarity to sack a king. It is only when a king appears to have provoked the governor to that point, and we've seen, or there is disrespect for the position of the governor. You saw what happened with Jokolo. Jokolo in the emir of Gwandu. The governor felt that he didn't respect him. A civilian president, he sacked a governor with a military background. It's not. You can be a former general. A civilian governor can sack you because you are a public servant. I believe that Obasanjo was right in saying, look, you should have honored this man when he came in. I believe he was right. What I oppose was that manner of just saying, Edide! And then the alacrity with which they got up, you will know that fear, maybe they were afraid that something could happen. Because the way they sprang to their feet, well, you will see that they were really rattled. But he could have corrected them with love, without necessarily diminishing and humiliating them in the way that he did. I'm not an Obasanjo fan. Everybody knows that. But on this, I believe that. You see, when some of these governors, when a traditional ruler beat up another traditional ruler the other day, he knew he should have been gone. A governor had to save his job. So are we going to say because you are a traditional ruler, you are a first-class king, you have the right to beat up fellow kings? No. They will serve you breakfast when you do that. So this is the thing. Obasanjo shouldn't. We accept the apology of Mama Obasanjo, but next time, even when you want to correct our kings, and then people will also ask the question: the kings that he did that to, did we have Awujale in attendance? Did we have an Alaafin in attendance? Maybe the category, the caliber of kings also influenced the way he spoke. Abiayo. Because even the Oba of Lagos, A man very unpredictable in his ways. Are you going to just simply talk to him like that? I know now. No. So maybe he just felt, these ones, they've not reached the level of an Alaafin now. They've not reached the level of Oni now, and they are doing this. So he just decided that, look, let me...
Well, the danger this creates now is that Obas will now try to be militants. Most of them will bear the brunt.
Militants?
Trying to assert powers they don't have.
And let them assert powers they don't have now.
Which to me is what
the outcome is predictable.
That's why I said it's better to have chastised them in private, cover their dignity, instead of doing it in public and creating monsters that we don't know what will happen.
Nothing will happen.
We have to do that.
They are under authority. Traditional rulers are under authority.
Commissioner for Local Government.
Look at traditional rulers who were turbaning bandits the other day. When they served their breakfast, were we not happy?
Okay, GKB. Sorry, I want to thank you for your contribution. And Mr. You're welcome back.
Yeah.